Hello, today we are solving Jan 2021 Unit 2 IA Edexcel paper. Question number 5. You work for Benson Pensions managing a range of investments. The performance of a company in which an investment has been made, Port Shelter Trading PLC, for the financial year ended 31st December 2020 is given below. So these are the things, the information that has been given here. The part A of the question asks us to calculate for Port Shelter Trading PLC for the year ended 31st December 2020 the following: the earnings per ordinary share. The first one is the earnings per ordinary share. Okay, we have to calculate what is meant by earnings per ordinary shares. These are investment ratios. Okay, you should know the formula for this. So first one, earnings per ordinary share is nothing but the net profit. Okay, the net profit after paying tax, after interest and tax. So you have to have after interest and after the tax payment, whatever the net profit is left over, minus, okay, you have to pay off the irredeemable preference preference dividends you have to pay, divided by the total number of shares. So let's calculate this. First one is the net profit. Okay, that let's see what is the net profit after paying off the interest and tax we have. So we have here, they have given profit for the year after the interest. Okay, so that is profit for the year after the interest, and then you also have to pay the tax on the profit. Okay, both you have to do. So only we have as of now profit for the year after the interest payment. So that is going to be equal to, so 1,250,000 minus tax on the profit. So the tax on the profit is 200,000. So that is going to be equal to, so that is going to be equal to 1,010,50,000. Okay, so this is the net profit after paying off the tax, okay, and the interest. Then irredeemable preference dividends, irredeemable preference dividend payments we have to calculate. So that is going to be equal to, what is the dividend that was paid? So you have 8,005% irredeemable preference shares of 0.6 pence. Okay, so what that is, we have to pay a dividend at 5%. Okay, that much we know. So preference into the capital value. What is the capital value? You have 8 million shares. Okay, 8 million shares into the rate, okay, of each one is 0.6 pounds. This is the capital value of that share. So on that 5% we have to calculate. So that is going to be equal to, 240,000 pounds. So that is going to be equal to 240,000 pounds. What is the total number of shares? So in the company, so that is ordinary share, we have to see there are 28 million ordinary shares. So this value also we will write. Now we will calculate the EPS of the ordinary share. Okay, earnings per ordinary share. So that is going to be equal to, 1,050,000 pounds. And then you have the, okay, that is net profit after paying the interest and tax. Then the dividends paid is equal to 240,000 divided by 28 million ordinary shares. So 28 million ordinary shares. So that is going to be equal to 0.0289 pounds. Okay, that is share. Then the next part of the question is dividend per ordinary share. What is the dividend paid per ordinary share? So for that, what is the formula? That is nothing but the total dividend paid. So that is nothing but the total dividend paid divided by the number of ordinary shares. So that is going to be equal to, what is the total dividend? So the total dividend is going to be equal to, the total dividend is equal to interim dividend plus the final dividend. So interim dividend plus the final ordinary dividend. So that is going to be equal to interim dividend. Interim dividend is equal to 0.0015 pounds into the number of shares is 28 million ordinary shares. So interim dividend value we have to find. Okay. So if each share is paid 0.0015 and there are 28 million pounds. So what is the total number of interim dividend paid plus the final ordinary dividend? Final ordinary dividend they have given us 210,000 pounds, that they have already calculated. So let's calculate the total dividend paid. So 0.0015 into 28 million. So that is going to be equal to 42,000 pounds. So that is equal to 42,000 pounds. Okay, plus 210,000 pounds. Plus 210,000 pounds, that is equal to plus 210,000. So that is equal to 252,000 pounds. Of shares is going to be equal to, they have already given it is 28 million ordinary shares. So now the dividend per ordinary share is going to be equal to 52,000 pounds divided by 28 million shares. So 252,000 divided by 28 million. So that is equal to 0.009. So the dividend paid is equal to, so the dividend paid is equal to 0.009 pounds. That is also equal to 9 pence. Okay, I can call it as 9 pence per share. Then next question is dividend cover. Okay, will I be able to cover the dividend using the profit? Okay, so that's how you have to perceive it. So that is going to be equal to, what is the formula? You have the net profit. Okay, net profit, which is after paying off the preference dividends. Okay, the net profit after the interest has been paid, after the tax has been paid. Okay, that is a net profit divided by the total dividend that was issued. So it is 1,050,000 pounds. So let's write that. So 1,050,000 pounds. 0,000 minus, okay, minus irredeemable preference dividend that was paid, that is equal to 240,000. So that is 240,000 you will write. Then divided by what was the total dividend paid? The total dividend paid was 252,000 pounds. So that is going to be equal to 3.2142. Okay, 3.142 approximately equal to 3.21 times. Earnings ratio. So what is the price to earnings ratio formula? The price to earnings ratio is nothing but the market price. So that is equal to market price per share divided by the earnings EPS per share. Market price, okay, per share. So market price for the share was 0.32 pounds. Okay, 32 pounds divided by the earnings per share. Okay, what was the earnings? We had calculated EPS here. It was 0.029 pounds per share. So that is going to be equal to 0.32 divided by 0.32 divided by 0.0289. So that is going to be equal to 11.07 times. Okay, so the PE ratio was 11.07 times was the PE ratio. Our dividend yield. So what is the dividend yield formula? So dividend yield is equal to the dividend per share that was issued, okay, market price per share, dividend yield as a percentage, so 100%. So that is going to be equal to dividend per share. What was the dividend per share? The dividend per share, ordinary share, was equal to 9 pence per share. Okay, 9 pence per share divided by the market price. The market price was 0.32 pence. 09 divided by 0.32 times 100. So that is equal to 2.81 percentage. So that was the dividend yield, to be equal to net profit before the tax and the interest was paid divided by the capital employed times the 100. Now what was the net profit before the tax and interest was paid? We have to calculate. So let's calculate that. So all we have is profit for the year after the interest. Okay, after the interest was paid. So you will add back that interest. Okay, interest paid. So now what are the interest paid we have? They might have paid, you have to see. So profit for the year after the interest was paid, but we need profit before interest was even paid. Okay, so the interest paid include debenture interest. Okay, the interest that must have been paid is the loan interest. Okay, so one was the debenture interest and there is nothing else. Okay, so debenture interest, so that is the only interest that was paid, divided, so that is going to be equal to profit for the year after the interest was 1,250,000 pounds plus the debenture interest that was paid was 9% of the capital value of the value. So 9% of the loan value, debenture value. So the debenture value was 5 million pounds. So 1,250,000 plus 9% of 5 million. So that is going to be equal to 700,000 pounds. Okay, this was the net profit even before paying the interest and tax. Next one, we have to calculate what was the capital employed. Now the capital employed is equal to the equity plus the loan. Okay, equity plus the non-current liability. Capital employed is equal to equity plus non-current liabilities. In the equity section, we have the share capital, ordinary share capital and irredeemable preference share capital. Then we have the reserves. So we have the profit and loss reserve and general reserve. So profit and loss reserve credit balance means I have to take it as positive. Okay, that's what implies. If it was a debit balance, you will take it as negative. General reserve is given. So and then a non-current liability they have is debenture. So these are the things they have. So that is going to be equal to ordinary share capital, that is 28 million ordinary shares. Okay, 28 million ordinary shares into 0.5 pounds. So into 0.5 pounds plus irredeemable preference dividend, that is 8 million shares. You have 8 million shares into 8 million shares into 0.6 pounds. Okay, into 6 pounds. That is a irredeemable preference share capital plus profit and loss reserve, that was 900,000 pounds. So that is equal to 900,000 pounds plus you have the general reserve equal to 300,000. So let's write the general reserve as 300,000. And then you have the debenture value of 5 million pounds. So then you have the debenture value, which is a non-current liability worth 5 million. So 28 million into 0.5, that is equal to 14 million. So 14 million pounds worth of ordinary share capital plus 8 million into 0.6. So that is equal to 800,000 pounds plus you have the rest of the stuff the same. So that is going to be equal to, so 14 million plus 800,000 plus 900,000 plus 300,000 plus 5 million. So that is equal to 25 million pounds was the capital employed. So we have 25 million pounds was the capital employed. Now let's calculate the return on capital employed. So the return on capital employed is going to be equal to 700,000 pounds divided by 25 million pounds. So and then this you will divide and multiply it with 100 to get as a percentage. So 700,000 divided by 25 million. So that is equal to 0.068 times 100. So that is equal to so that is equal to 6. So it is equal to 6.8%. So the return on capital employed was equal to 6.8%.